Hey there, Amazon sellers. If you've ever been staring at your payment report and seen a line item called a negative balance adjustment and just thought, what in the world is that? Well, you are in exactly the right place. In this quick explainer, we're going to clear up all that confusion for you. I'm willing to bet this screen looks a little too familiar. You see that debt adjustment, your balance suddenly changes, and it's not super obvious why it happened. It can definitely feel a bit alarming, but trust me, it's actually a really straightforward system once you see how it all clicks together. So let's go ahead and solve this little mystery. The whole goal here is to turn that confusion into a real aha moment. And to do that, we've got to start with how Amazon actually handles your money behind the scenes.
Okay, let's get into it. The best way to think about your Amazon seller account is to imagine it has two completely separate pockets for your money. Seriously, once you understand these two pockets, the whole adjustment thing makes perfect sense. And here they are. So, on one side, you have your electronic transactions account. This is where all the digital payments end up. Think credit cards, UPI, net banking, all that stuff. And on the other side, you've got the cash on delivery account, or COD, for any orders people pay for in cash when they get them. The number one thing to remember is that Amazon keeps the money in these two accounts totally separate. And that separation brings us right to the official definition. A negative balance adjustment is really just Amazon automatically balancing the books between your two pockets. So if one pocket goes into the red, maybe you had a bunch of returns or fees, Amazon just reaches into your other positive pocket to clear that debt. The key here is that it's an internal transfer. It's your money moving from one of your pockets to the other. It's not a new charge.
All right, theory is one thing, but let's see how this actually works in the real world. We're going to walk through 4 really common scenarios that should cover pretty much any situation you're ever going to find yourself in. First up, scenario number 1. Let's say at the end of the settlement period, your electronic account is down by 100 rupees. Maybe you had a few refunds hit all at once. But the good news is your COD account has a positive balance. So, what happens now? It's a super simple 2-step dance. Amazon's system automatically dips into your healthy COD account, pulls out that 100 rupees, and uses it to completely wipe out the negative balance in your electronic account. And the best part? It all happens automatically. You don't have to do a thing. And here's what it looks like in the end. Your electronic account goes from being minus 100 all the way back to a nice, clean 0. And your CAD account, which started with 300, is now at 200. The debt is gone and everything is balanced out. Easy, right? Okay, let's flip the script. In scenario 2, it's your COD account that's in the red. Let's say it's sitting at negative 150 rupees, but at the same time, your electronic account is doing great and has a positive balance. You can probably guess what happens next. The logic is exactly the same, just in reverse. The system takes that 150 rupees from your positive electronic account and uses it to settle the debt in your COD account. And if we look at the final numbers, you can see the COD account is back to 0 and your electronic account balance has been reduced by that exact same amount. See? The system works perfectly, no matter which way the money needs to flow. Now for the easiest one of all, what if both of your accounts are positive? What if you're having a great sales cycle? Well, it's pretty simple. Nothing happens. There's no negative balance anywhere, so there's nothing to correct. No adjustment is needed. You just get your payouts as usual. And our final scenario, what happens if both accounts are negative? Well, in that case, the adjustment just gets paused. Amazon can't pull money from a positive pocket if there isn't one, right? Now, it's important to remember that this debt doesn't just disappear. Those negative balances will probably be carried over and then adjusted in a future cycle as soon as one of your accounts gets back into the positive. So, now you know how it all works. But where do you actually see this stuff? Let's take a quick look at where you can find the hard evidence of these adjustments, right inside your Seller Central account. You can track these down in 4 main places. You'll see them on your main payments dashboard, you can go to the transaction view page, and a little pro tip, you can actually filter for the entry type debt adjustment, and of course you can find them in your big downloadable settlement and date range reports.
All right, we've gone through a lot. Let's just boil this all down to the absolute essential rules you need to keep in mind. This is pretty much the entire system in a nutshell. So here are the 4 big takeaways. Number 1, the adjustment only ever kicks in when one account is positive and the other is negative. That's the trigger. Number 2, it is always automatic. You don't have to do a thing. Number 3, it's not a secret. It's always going to be clearly labeled as a debt adjustment in your reports. And finally, number 4, if both accounts are in the red, the adjustment gets paused for that cycle. So if you only remember one thing from all this, let it be this.
If one of your Amazon payment accounts is negative and the other is positive, Amazon's going to automatically sort it out at the end of the cycle. What might have seemed like some mysterious, confusing deduction is really just a simple balancing act. It's just moving money from one of your pockets to another. Hopefully the next time you see a debt adjustment, you'll know exactly what's going on.